So today we're diving into the Pi Network Whitepaper from March 2019, which aims to enable mining on mobile phones.
That sounds fascinating. Mining on mobile, right?
Yeah, exactly. The idea is to remove the high energy cost you see in traditional proof of work systems like Bitcoin. It's more user and planet friendly.
So instead of solving heavy puzzles, everyday folks can validate transactions using their mobile devices, right?
Right, and to achieve that, the team looked at existing consensus algorithms and leaned into the Stellar Consensus Protocol, or SCP, which is pretty neat because it's based on federated Byzantine agreements, ensuring transaction accuracy without burning a ton of energy.
So instead of, having a central server or one big mining pool, every user plays a role.
Precisely. They actually outlined 4 roles: pioneer, contributor, ambassador, and node. Each has a distinct function in validating transactions and building a trust graph.
So a pioneer is just a user confirming they're not a robot by signing in daily, right?
Exactly, and then contributors help create that trust graph by naming who they trust. It's like collectively building a network, almost like a social network based on trust.
Interesting, but doesn't that introduce some risk of centralization if only a few users control trust lists?
That's a good point. However, the design specifically allows each node to choose its own quorum slices from the trust graph, meaning the network remains decentralized. Each user has agency in choosing
Yeah.
who to trust.
I see. So basically, the SCP adapts by letting individual nodes decide, which in turn secures the network without a central authority.
Exactly. It's like designing a neighborhood watch. Everybody looks out for each other, rather than relying on a single entity.
And unlike Bitcoin's proof of work that rewards only the lucky miner, here everyone gets a share, right?
Absolutely. Pi mining rewards are distributed once a day. So every active participant, whether they're a pioneer, contributor, ambassador, or running a node, gets their merited share.
Wow, that sounds so much more meritocratic.
Right? And it avoids the centralization issues of mining pools. With Bitcoin, miners often join forces because of the randomness of solving cryptographic puzzles. Here, your daily involvement equals rewards.
So does that mean the mining process here isn't really mining in the traditional sense, but more like validating and confirming transactions?
Exactly, it's a broader definition of mining. Instead of just expending energy on puzzles, you're contributing to network security, confirming transactions on your mobile phone, or even your PC if you run the node software.
And what about the consensus algorithm itself? How does SCP work in layman's terms?
Well, SCP employs this idea of federated voting. Imagine a group of friends deciding on where to eat dinner. Each one trusts different friends more than others, and together they come to a consensus. In SCP, every node picks others they trust, forming a quorum slice. And consensus is reached when all these slices overlap, a neat way to ensure agreement without wasting energy.
Got it. It's like a web of trust where the overlap guarantees integrity.
Exactly. And the clever part includes adapting SCP for mobile devices, which are not as powerful as traditional computers. They built in auxiliary graph analysis tools that help nodes decide on the best configuration based on the trust graph, ranking nodes by distance, page rank, and even flagging misbehaving nodes.
Interesting. That definitely sounds like a smart approach. But tell me, what about the messaging overhead? If every node is chatting with multiple peers, could that become, a bottleneck?
Great question. Scalability is indeed a challenge. Even though the messages are lightweight, like quick text messages, the number of messages can add up with more nodes. This is why they mention solutions like Bloxroot, which acts as a blockchain distribution network to speed up message propagation, and also other techniques like secure acknowledgement of multicast messages.
That's neat. It's like having a high-speed lane for transaction messages.
Exactly. It's kind of like a caching strategy for network communications. You have your fast lane through the BDN and the regular traditional peer-to-peer route, ensuring reliability.
So it sounds as if the Pi network is aiming for a balance between speed, security, and decentralization.
Yes, that's the goal. And another cool feature is how transaction fees are handled. Just like Bitcoin optionally includes fees, here fees are only paid when there's a backlog. And interestingly, fees are split among nodes at the end of each day, not on a per block basis, which maintains fairness and minimizes risks of centralization.
That's quite the shift from traditional mining setups where fees mostly reward the lucky miner.
Definitely, it reinforces the idea that every participant's contribution matters.
And what about the process of connecting nodes? I hear the white paper discusses something about ensuring quorum intersection.
Right? Each node must connect properly to the main network by choosing a quorum slice such that all quorums intersect. It's like ensuring all roads in a city meet at a common hub, so there's no isolated block in the network. And thanks to the trust graph provided by contributors, nodes get extra info to make these decisions wisely.
Yep, that sounds very intricate, but I wonder, isn't there a risk that the trust graph itself could be manipulated by bad actors?
That's a fair challenge. The system does rely on community input to flag misbehaving nodes, and by having multiple nodes cross-check the information, it helps mitigate that risk. Plus, since trust is built over time and peers personally, it becomes harder to manipulate the overall graph.
So the community plays a big role in maintaining integrity.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance. And speaking of balance, there's also discussion about scalability, ensuring that as the number of nodes increases, the system keeps working efficiently without slowing down too much. It's a forward-looking challenge that they admit needs continuous research and tuning.
Right. It's not like they're claiming perfection from the start, but more like, here's our design, and we're open to feedback.
Precisely. The Pi node software hasn't even been released yet. It's intended to be open source, inviting the technical community to review and improve it. That openness aims to foster innovation and bug fix contributions, which is a great approach for something this experimental.
That's refreshing. Having the community as part of the development curve really builds trust.
Absolutely, and it also is a reminder that blockchain and consensus technology is rapidly evolving. By adapting SCP and focusing on user-friendliness, Pi is trying to bridge that gap between high-tech blockchain infrastructure and everyday usability on mobile devices.
It's like they're demystifying the technology, making it accessible not just for tech enthusiasts, but for regular people too.
Exactly. It's a radical rethinking of what mining should be. Instead of a resource-intensive lottery, it's a cooperative system where almost every user is a miner in one capacity or another.
And by lowering the barriers to entry, it might even encourage broader participation in the blockchain ecosystem.
Yes, and that broader participation has the potential to enhance security overall while increasing transaction finality speed, something they tout as much faster than Bitcoin's lengthy confirmation times.
But don't you think that relying on mobile phones might introduce variability in how nodes perform? Different devices, different networks.
That's a valid critique. The white paper does acknowledge this. Hence the inclusion of auxiliary software to help nodes configure and optimize their connections. There's even a simulation tool to predict how changes affect network connectivity.
So essentially, they're trying to offer guidance to keep the system robust despite the hardware variability.
Exactly. It's like a constant calibration process. And there's also the idea that nodes can update their configuration daily, ensuring that even if circumstances change, the network can adapt on the fly.
That's smart, keeping everything fresh and responsive.
Absolutely. It's a dynamic system designed for a dynamic user base. And it's all implemented on top of well-tested protocols like SCP, which have a proven track record even in a larger enterprise context.
It's exciting to see such innovation. It challenges the conventional thought that secure, decentralized systems must consume massive amounts of energy.
Exactly. This is a leap toward a more sustainable, accessible blockchain ecosystem. It invites both participation and technical evolution, potentially setting a standard for future networks.
And by openness, letting the community audit the code and suggest improvements, the project really shows commitment to transparency.
Right. Transparency is key. It's like inviting your neighbors over to check your logs rather than keeping secrets about your security.
I really appreciate that level of engagement. It seems like a thoughtful evolution of consensus algorithms.
Absolutely. And while there are complexities and challenges to overcome, like scaling with network growth, the overall approach points to a user-centric vision of blockchain mining that's both innovative and practical.
It's definitely a forward-thinking take. And the fact that it's all designed to work on devices almost everyone already uses, like smartphones and laptops, is pretty revolutionary.
Exactly. It democratized access to mining rewards and blockchain participation, potentially reshaping how we think about decentralized systems in everyday life.
I'm really excited to see how this evolves. It seems like a major step in making crypto more inclusive and sustainable.
Absolutely. It's a journey of innovation with plenty of trial, community input, and ongoing research. And who knows, it might even inspire other projects to rethink their consensus strategies too.
Yeah, it's like we're witnessing the dawn of a new era in blockchain technology, one that balances, usability, sustainability, and security.
Precisely, and as more people get involved and more feedback is gathered, I'm sure the network will only get stronger and more refined.
Here's to seeing that strong, global, community-powered network come to life.
Cheers to that. Thanks for joining in on this deep dive. It's been an enlightening chat about turning high-tech consensus into everyday accessible mining.
Absolutely. Thanks for the insightful discussion. It really sheds light on the future direction of blockchain technology.